Today, I will be discussing the learner centered psychological principles. But first, in order for you to deepen the understanding on this lesson, I want you to watch our mini role play, which shows some of the principles under this lesson. In the class of grade 10, students are just sitting and not even listening to the discussion of the teacher who's in front of the class. The teacher is asking questions and the students are mute.
Good morning, class. We are going to discuss child's welfare today, okay? So, the question is, do any of you have an idea about the importance of child's welfare? I think you still don't have idea about this, but don't worry, I will discuss it to you. By the way, class, all of the lectures will be discussed by myself and I will not give you reportings anymore, so don't stress yourself. Class dismiss.
Trisha, did you understand our lesson?
Not really. Besides, our teacher did not even bother to ask for questions or to let us recite, so I'll just read it at home and let's just relax in this class, okay?
Okay.
The scene you've watched shows teacher centered learning, and it has negative effects on students. There is no interaction, so they don't plan to participate anymore. Now, let's see what happened if the teacher changed her way of teaching into learner centered. The English teacher of grade 10 came in to discuss the lesson. After discussing, the teacher asked,
Class, do you understand our lesson?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sige nga, if you already understand our lesson, this is your turn to apply what we have learned in activity 1 that I will give to you. Work with your group and think of a strategy that will make your output be presented creatively. Is that clear?
So our topic is about bullying. What do you think is the unique way to present it aside from using a PowerPoint? Do you have any idea?
Aha! I think we should do a role play for them to visualize how it might happen in real life.
see, letting the students explore their ideas and collaborate with their groupmates makes them create a strategy that will help them achieve a task. In that scene, we already showed some of the principles under the cognitive and metacognitive factors, which are nature of the learning process and strategic thinking. Don't worry, I will talk more about this later. Moving on, you will witness another wrong way of treating a student in a class.
Miss Bianca, can you recite the multiplication by 9 in front of the class?
Nine, 18, 20, 20.
Hey, stop that. What do you think you're doing? You're not a kid anymore. You know what? You will not be successful in the future if you will stay like that. Go study that multiplication of 9. You're so dumb.
Yelling to your students will never be appropriate in the eyes of the public. Aside from making her lose her confidence, you also degrade her capabilities. And as a teacher, as a future educator, we must learn to be considerate and be more patient. Instead of doing that thing, we must
Can you recite the multiplication by 9 in front of the class?
Nine, 18, 20, 20, 20.
Okay, let me teach you some strategy on how you will easily remember the multiplication by 9. Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Great! Take this reviewer and have time memorizing it. I know you can do it. I believe in you.
After motivating her student to study, here's the effect of motivation to the
Okay, class.
student.
Who can recite the multiplication by 9 here in front?
Me, sir! 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90.
That is the effectiveness of motivation to your learners. The scenes became more interesting, isn't it? Without further ado, let's continue to the next scenario.
In my class, I will never give you group tasks because I want you to learn on your own and to avoid gatherings with your classmates.
But ma'am, don't you think we also need to socialize with our classmates? Especially we don't know each other yet since pandemic.
Yeah, she's right.
You can do that in another way, but not in my class. Do you understand?
For the teacher, she's just teaching her students to be independent. But sometimes, being independent will not help us to grow better. Let us see the other way of teaching aside from doing this.
Good morning, class. Today I'm gonna give you an on-the-spot group task, and for you to accomplish it, I'm gonna give you time to brainstorm with your group mates.
We can do this by just simply arranging these sentences to form a paragraph.
Ganun pala yun. Now I know. Thank you for the information.
Social influence is so helpful because we learn from others and someone will also learn from you. Now, let's see the last scene. This day, there are evaluators who will observe the class of Miss Palesteros, so she decided to have a dry run to test the knowledge of her students.
Who among you knows the meaning of paraphrase? Anyone? Shella?
Um, mm, paraphrase is uh, paraphrase is sentence, and those are the
That's so embarrassing. You don't even know how to talk in English fluently? Go to the back. I don't want you to meet or even talk to the evaluators later.
The teacher was very harsh to her student. Let's avoid discrimination in every student because we have individual differences in learning. Instead of doing that, let's try to deepen our understanding for the students who needs more knowledge and help them to have enough courage, confidence, and to become better next time. You can probably watch it on the last scene.
Jane, can you give me the meaning of paraphrase?
Paraphrase is a sentence. Those are sorry, ma'am.
It's okay, I understand. If the evaluators ask you later, you can use Taglish if that can bring confidence to you in answering a question. But next time, try speaking in English, okay? Because practice makes perfect.
Educators and future teachers must be aware of the individual differences of the learners and how this may impact on the learning event. The last scene shows one of the principles under the individual difference factors. So that's the end of our mini role play. I assume you already have idea about my topic. So let's start to the lesson proper.